Thanks for staying with us. So, Abdullahi Bello, the chairman of the Code of Conduct Bureau, CCB, has asked Nigerians to report public servants living above their means. In a Daily Trust interview, Bello stated that the Bureau will soon launch a platform for submitting complaints. He emphasized, if you suspect someone is living above their means, you don't need their declaration. Report immediately the person, and we will investigate. The responsibility to fight corruption is shared. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Would you be willing to take this opportunity to, identify certain people who you feel might be living above their means, especially with their public servants living above their means? Do you think this is a good way to curb corruption? Join the conversation. 020-1635-2013 is the number to call, and 090-241-63440. You can also send us messages on X and also on YouTube. We'll be happy to read from you. Let me come to you. I mean, these are some of the rhetorics we like to hear from our leaders. Oh, we're fighting corruption, and report to us, tell us. When you see somebody, when you see something, make sure you say something. But the CCB is coming to say that, especially Abdullahi himself said, I used to work in EFCC, and I've been able to create a unit whose focus is to be able to investigate the technicalities on and see people's assets before and after. Do you think this would work? Do you think, especially because there's no solidified whistleblower policy yet? I mean, it's not yet. The people are not fully protected just yet. What are your thoughts on this? Do you agree, or do you think it's a good idea? BC?
Yes. So I think in the fight for corruption, it's a good idea. Every climb that has succeeded in fighting corruption one way or the other has some of these things in place where you are spending what they believe you don't have and they're asking questions, right? But I would first of all like that we start from the beginning. For instance, they mentioned the civil servants. We need to know their means, first of all. There's always this secrecy around what they earn, what contracts they get, what bonuses they get, and all of that. It has to be made public. So at a certain level, this is what you're expected to earn. If you are getting bonuses at the end of the year, this is what you're expected to earn. Because where there's no law, there's no sin. If I know that this is the amount you are expected to earn, and I see you spending above that amount, then I can question. But if I'm not sure, many times we ask them, why are you people spending so and so? I say, hey, well, we have this, we have that. We have this, we have that. We are not sure of what they have. So the first thing is to ensure that there's no secrecy surrounding what they earn as public servants. We have that. Even public servants, including the governors, the presidents, the ESTA codes that they take when they're traveling, because they will tell you that their basic is usually minimal, but then the extras, those extras, we need to have an idea of how much it is. That way we can now gauge whether you're living below or above or beneath your means, right? That's on one hand. Then second hand, we need to make sure that the laws to protect people who make these reports are enshrined and well guarded and well protected, because this is opening another terrain where people may get into trouble for just spotting people they feel are living above their means. The people in power, for instance, the civil servants, for instance, have certain means that they can use to punish you if they feel you are pointing at them or you're talking too much and all of that. So we need to make sure, first of all, that we have that platform he mentioned for anonymity, where you can report anonymously. Make sure that one is it cannot be hacked, is guarded, so that when you are going to report somebody that you are suspecting, then you know that nobody can mention your name, nobody will even see you and all of that. That way we know that we are ready for this. But till those things are sorted, I think we can just be having this conversation on paper. We're really not ready to go there.
Okay. Nima.
Thank you. And I are saying we should come and tell you how to do your work. Yep. Because me, I don't used to like lip service. I don't really like eye service. This is faking it. This is the chairman of the CCB asking us to help him profile public servants. Because it's already say public official. Call everybody. Just pack everybody already. Don't stress us. Because this is not saying you should go and do register. Let us know what they are earning. Who should know? Is it not them that know?
We also
how many people are working in the civil service?
And you
how
go
many people can he monitor?
That's the thing we are saying. We are saying it. How will I know? Do you know how many parties will go? Be wondering the kind of money spent, and it's a public servants event.
True.
it's not a private citizens event. We on the table last week, it was private citizens were calling us, so people knew what we were talking about. But the public servants event, the CCB chairman himself or officers from his office are attending, and you're asking us to be able to on touchlight. Don't stress me. I'm wasting my time. That's the truth.
Nima, this country is large. There's 36
has
states.
a point.
There are many parties, not just the one you see in your small Lagos.
Hold on.
There are plenty states that visit. So how many civil servants can he possibly know?
Eh?
Yes.
CCB chairman. Did you knew that? Why is that chairman in? You should go.
You can't do everybody.
Let's be realistic.
More.
Realistic.
We are not. This is, you know, when you, I've looked at the audience. I want to read the room and say the right things. That's what he just did.
Away.
All right, talk about
Is
it.
it us that helped to tell him to follow Saraki and Shiwadu when they were governor those days? Is it us that tell him?
So I feel that I hear you. I do not completely agree. I don't completely agree. I believe that for anything to work, there must be collaboration between the citizenry and the law enforcement in any form, or prosecutors in this case, the CCB. And I do strongly believe the CCB has enough evidence to prosecute some people. Probably we don't know. Maybe they don't have enough. I know that many civil servants complain about what they are earning is not a whole lot, yet many of them have their children studying abroad, and I know it's not cheap to have your child studying abroad.
Yeah.
So I will be looking forward to the publicity around the platform. I think that we have a lot of amazing ideas, but we are not effectively selling the ideas, and so people are cynical, and you can't blame them for their cynicism, because they have seen a whole lot in this country that has made them doubt the ability or the sincerity of our leaders. So it's not enough to have a good idea.
Implementation.
It's important that you sensitize people to how we had a whistleblower policy. Where is it? You know, when we've had policies in the past that worked and were bringing something similar to it, we should come back and say, oh, this policy was implemented in this side, these were the good, the bad. After the report, we decided to upgrade it like this. But when we just come up like this is a fresh idea, it's not fresh. It's a good idea, but it's not a fresh idea. It's an idea that can work because there are some interns that have information. I don't need to leave you my name to give you the information. I can just drop the information to you. So in terms of protecting or keeping it anonymous, it can be kept anonymous. I will give you the information. But the sensitization to enough people to know that you are important to us. We cannot fully investigate without you, because there are information that we will not have access to. Now, every top-ranking civil servant and politician, even if you are just getting an appointment, you would fill the CCB form, and you will be asked to give every major declaration of everything you own. So we know that there will be official declaration, but we also know that some of the properties are not in the names of many corrupt people. They won't put it in their name. They put it in the names of
family members,
people that are even farther from them, staff and all of that. So the only way they can get the real cocoa information will be if somebody leaks it from inside, because you will not know. If I can put property in Mariah's name if I'm a politician now, and you will not link us together in any way, but I have an agreement with Mariah that, okay, this is in your name until 4 years after my political career is over, and that's all. But somebody that knows our relationship and is aware can then leak it to say these things have been acquired under this person's name. So,
Doctor, there's also the part of building public trust, because the truth is that, I mean, I hear Nima, and let me just say what the man said. Mr. Abdullahi Bello said. He said, although the whistleblower protection law has not been enacted, he advised people to report anonymously if they fear for their safety. You don't have to mention your name. People want to benefit from reporting corruption, and that is fine. But if your motive is to help your community, you can report without revealing your identity. If you report anonymously, there'll be no fear. Now, when I say building trust, if I, as a law enforcement, I'm monitoring the big cities, the Lagos, the Port Harcourt, the Abuja, the politicians. I mean, I'm arrested because according to his report, there are some people that they've been calling to come and tell us exactly how you're earning. But there are people that live in other states, Katsina, Benue. There are also civil servants who are also spending, who are also stealing money. So, and now, when Nigerians are saying, maybe this director, he just did a send forth for his daughter, see how he spent money, maybe in Ekiti State. And I'm wondering, you don't trust the government. You feel that they're not working. So what I hear him saying is that though we are doing our own now, little capacity, all of you in a little pockets, you have to whistleblow. You have to tell us what's happening, because that's the only way I can know. I can put my satellite on Edo State or Benue, because I know that then the citizens we trust the Nigeria that the government want to work and fish out these people who are stealing public funds.
So let me add something before Nima comes in, because I know she has a response. When you go to the Obodoyibos, for instance, and you are shopping, and you bring out a bundle of $1, and you are shopping, everybody there is watching you. Some people are already making calls because it is not normal for you to come and shop with cash like that. Now, what are they doing? It's just citizens' responsibility. They are calling to find out who are these people, or even if this person just moved into a neighborhood and they see how you're spending lavishly, they call. They want to find out who you are, what you're doing, that would earn you that amount of money. So it's just us holding each other to say, let's be sure that we don't have criminals around us. Let's be sure that we don't have people who are stealing the resources that are meant for the general good. However, we are in a climb where even the person who is saying, call them out, may also be guilty. And we are also in a climb where everybody is waiting for their turn. So I may see that you are chopping, and I don't want to call you out because you may drop some crumbs for me tomorrow. You may help me with something. I've benefited from you. So why do I want to call you out when I feel like the people who are there, who are chopping more, it's just small now. How much you get? How much you even feel steal? People are stealing with their pens every day. So it's that dynamic of, do I do this to just suffer my person who has finally managed to see something after waiting for a very long time? Or do I channel the energy to calling out those people sitting there that are really eating the big money? I think that's where the dilemma is for Nigerians.
They see, and the CCB chairman has quite a bit on his step. We're going to go on a break. When we come back, I'd like us to focus on how even one man's vision can it really translate to the entire agency? Because the truth is that it's one thing to say things, but the people that are going to sabotage your efforts, they are inside your system.
True.
Let's go on a short break. We continue. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're still discussing this issue with the Code of Conduct Bureau, and we'd like to open our phone lines to call us to let us know if they would be taking this opportunity to call out especially public servants who they believe are having money beyond their means. You can call us on 020-1635-2013, 090-241-63440. You can also send us messages on X. We'll be happy to read your thoughts. Nima.
Okay. So the Code of Conduct Bureau is established to receive declaration of assets from civil servants, keep those records, and then we are supposed to help them compare it.
It's nothing good.
No, I wanted one now. Because if you're in level 1 and so, or level 8 or level whatever, who should know what you're earning? Is it the NLC or who public? It is the business of the Code of Conduct Bureau. They even know what these senators who always give us conflicting figures actually earn. Because those figures that they say, I cannot, you know, once I approach a senator, what's your real salary? You say, it's not public, it's not for public consumption. That's what most of the senators have been doing. But they know. They ought to do their duty. The only job they were given is for that asset declaration, asset monitoring, investigation. Now,
to give us the job.
You now say I should be whistleblowing. If it's from Babele that I would do it. Yes, it's only most likely from malicious prosecution. I will do it.
True.
I'll just be looking at, well, it's not adding mass.
There will be evidence of that ostentatious.
I don't have. That's the thing.
There will be.
I don't know the basis for comparison.
No, but you don't know. But you don't know. I don't know what you're earning.
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to look at it. Last week, Orago.
And that's what they want
this
us
week,
to do.
Orago.
No, we can't do that.
Please, they want us to do that.
So that means the CCB is not a serious agency. They want to now leave work and be helping us to do malicious prosecution. Because if I don't look at Morai or go, oh, they're not Dubai. Oh, check this. It's 2 cars. Hello, CCB. Check Morayo.
Simple.
So, yes, and that's how we begin to happen.
Right now, when CCB is checking Morayo, change. BC what do new week again? Check BC.
Then that's what we do. That's what will happen.
Let me.
She has a point.
We discussed this thing. We discussed something similar a few weeks ago. And when we were discussing it, I was of the opinion that we do not want, when we're discussing that guy that opened the Vodi, the Vodi, Sheyi Vodi, I said, I don't want us to become this suspicious set of people that were now looking at everybody from a place of success is not common, so we're looking for the successful person that we can sort of like call out. And that's the reason I would say that the CCB's statement, while coming from a good place, can be found to have a lot of loopholes in between it. While we're on a break, we mentioned something. You asked
Can
about...
I pause you for a second? The guy will hold it for a minute. Good morning. Thanks for calling. You're holding. You're live. I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
Go ahead,
Sorry. You asked about, you were saying about NDLEA is getting it right, you know. And I said NDLEA is seen to be getting it right. The key word is seen, because they have a very strong communicating, the units they are, the unit that handles Femi Babafemi's unit is working. Every agency needs, you don't just need somebody that has worked 10 years in media or broadcast journalist. You need someone that the person understands the responsibility on them to let Nigerians see the good work you're doing. So if CCB's work, and I read papers every day, so I'm not an uninformed Nigerian. If the CCB, the Code of Conduct, has been publishing the investigations ongoing.
That's what I said.
We are investigating 50 people. Okay. We have been able to prosecute 10 people. Last week we took 5 to court. Next week we're taking 10 to court. If you tell me to do whistleblow, I will not. All this English Nima is speaking invalidated immediately. Why? Evidence day. Nigerians need to see more evidence, not even just CCB, even FIRS, even though, let us see the work you are doing. When Lagos wanted to change and campaign for tax people to start paying their taxes, I remember the former governor of other BRF then was publicity of this is what we use your tax to do. This road was by your tax. So people could see that what we are doing, we need to see, because we currently don't trust the government. Justifiably so over the past years. We've seen people that we feel this person no pure and the person is walking away free. So if you let us know that we investigated, even the EFCC, currently, you know, they called a lot of people for investigation. They called e-money, called Obi Kubana, when you called all of those people, after, can you please tell us that we've investigated them
and they are clean?
We found out that there wasn't, we don't have enough evidence, or they explained, they've justifiably explained the reason, and they will not say okay, we move on. But if you don't give us that level of closure, we would just assume that they have connection.
Perception is reality only if reality is untold.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. So I wanted to add to what Nima is saying. She has a very major point, right? Even though she's playing, even though she's playing around it, but she's making some very valid points. And I would like to highlight a bit of it. I started from the beginning.
Let me take Pastor Dare. He's been holding for a while. Good morning, Pastor Dare. You're live.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, the CCB chairman telling Nigerians to report public officials living above their means. Within themselves, don't they have a mechanism where they can actually, monitor the government officials? Even now, if you decide to report, how safe are you? Because we're in a climate that if you're trying to prevent something from happening, before you know, your identity will be disclosed. So don't they have measure within themselves to gauge how public officials are living above their means? And you can see it clearly. The poor are getting poorer and the rich are becoming richer. And now let's look at this thing holistically. Somebody worked for 35 years and 3 months leave of notice, yet he or she may not be able to get his gratuity before he even dies. Then the moment they get opportunity in the office, they gather what they need to gather because they know that the system is not strong. Until we have strong institutions rather than strong individuals, then we start still going around this same vicious circle. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So I was saying that Nima has some valid points that I would like to highlight. So I started in the beginning by saying that we need to have something to compare to. We need to have a knowledge of what the civil servants are earning. It's not difficult to put it up on a website, have a website where you can go. It's also encouraging to people who want to get into public service. You go there, see which level, this is what they are earning, these are the allowances that come, these are their bonuses, if they are traveling, these are their ESTA codes, these are some of the perks that they get. You see that. Now, when you see someone who is spending above the level that the person is, so we also need to be informed as individuals to understand that, this one that Moriah is spending money, which level is Moriah? Before we go and whistle blow Moriah, and she's not even at that level that we are calling her for. So if we have all of this, it will be natural for people to feel, this money that she's spending, I bet she's doing, and we also need to do another form of investigation, and that's why I see that they are trying to put all the work on us. While I understand that it's important for Nigerians to be held responsible. Hold on now.
Honestly.
What if this civil servant is also doing other side hustle that is giving them extra money?
And all of them have side hustle.
The burden of proof is on me to
Yes,
so that doesn't work.
But we need to have a clear understanding of what civil servants
BC,
earn.
let me ask you guys a question.
Let's start from there.
When we are trying to rebuild a nation,
we've
all been here, where 4 or 5 years ago we're complaining. Let there be an opportunity for us to report. Because where we are right now, we are speaking English. But 10 years ago, especially around that time when the show started, people didn't have that voice. You didn't even have the audacity to ask questions. But we've evolved into a nation where I can ask somebody a question. What is going on here? Why is this person spending like this? So the country has evolved.
Yeah,
and I'm seeing a CCB chairman saying, you know what? Guys, we need you to get involved. We can't do this by ourselves. We are working.
Come on,
no, they're working, but they need Nigerians to participate.
There's also a trust issue.
Yes.
When former Minister for Information, Lai Mohammed, was announcing that whistleblower policy, he was carrying the placard.
Up and down.
Money, whistleblower protection. People were raising, bloggers were sharing stories that were raised from weddings of the Minister for Justice at the time, Malami's children, and hotels that were being opened in, what's that state of origin again, in the north. I beg, what were CCB
doing at the time?
Hold on, I'm coming somewhere. Because 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago, before I got married, witnessed a woman who was defrauded along the Badagry Expressway, Ata Malonta. Yeli, that's what we used to call her. She is pepper seller. She took her time to find those fraudsters to their house and took her time to go to a police station and report. Put her Modalari on the streets of my house the next morning. Somebody had told the fraudsters
that she was the one.
That she was the one. They followed her to her house.
And so we're trying to fix that.
Wait now. If the investigation was properly done on their own
20 years ago, yes,
we will not have problem. I'm not coming even to the last administration. Public officers, she been in the man talk. Public officers, we felt, what thing they happen here? The untouchables, they were not touchable.
Which one?
The one I mentioned, the Minister for Justice, whose flying dollars and weddings were flying.
They shared iPhones.
We were looking at videos online. Is it me we make CCB chairman, please, so help us to untouch like that place? Because I keep wondering, where are the institutions?
I hear your point.
So now you're not telling us that besides all of this that has happened, that you failed to wake up.
We should not be waking up our neighbors.
So that the head.
Okay. I don't like your face today. I don't like your face. I'm going to report you. Okay. See your shoe. I'm going to report you.
Finally landed your point. Maybe I didn't understand it. That's all. Now I understand it. But let me go in a short break. Yes, I think I have a call. I'm not going to go in the break. I'm not even sure what the producer said. Let's go in the break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right.